All right, Dean, some guests, they just bring their own energy to the pod.
Yes.
They make things considerably easier on us.
Yes.
Because,
is today one of those days?
It's hard for us sometimes to sit here and do this 200 plus episodes.
You
and
got that right.
The kind of level of energy that hopefully people need in order to stay engaged with this podcast.
Yes, the good quality podcast demands.
Yes. So
happy 237.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, quite a milestone. Yeah.
Right.
And if you don't recognize that voice, if you're one of those rare people that's just listening to this podcast, which apparently is more rare than I thought. If you're watching, you might recognize our face across the desk from me over here. Mike Stachura from LG.
How's it going? Thank you for having me
studio.
Back on the pod. He definitely brings
On the
the energy.
Podcast.
Mike's back on the potty.
brings all that kind of stuff. Right now,
So
anyone,
kids, where's
if you
Dad?
haven't listened to a Stachura podcast yet, you should know exactly what you're getting in for just from this intro right here.
Yeah.
But
We've had some fun.
his unfortunate guest that he's brought with him today,
Just
Matt
gonna try to match
Waidley,
the energy.
who is going to desperately attempt to keep up with Mike. And I feel like you intentionally bring a guest just to have someone to bounce off of. It's like, I don't know. It's like
I shine. People make me better.
Yeah. Okay. If you say so.
That's my boss too. So
I'll do my best.
I gotta try to impress. I gotta watch my posture.
It's like, does the shtick work to impress you though? I mean, like, it's
every single time.
it's an interesting way to go about it. I didn't know you could do that. Like, I'm just gonna start doing comedy
I
routines
get
and
straight
jeans
threes on my
a regular
review.
basis.
Like you're meeting
Straight
expectations. Nailed it.
All right, so we're talking some digital signage because that's what we do when Mike comes on. Basically, here's what happened. Mike said, hey, I'm coming to town. I'm going to come on the pod. Here are 20 potential things we could talk about, which, frankly, I love it. Every time you do that, I'm like, all right, sweet, let's do it, because it makes it easier on me. I don't have to overthink things. I'm just like, all right, just transcribe what Mike said he wanted to talk about. And
we haven't been
let him
fair
do
to
it.
digital signage lately, right?
We have
It's
not.
been a little while.
We've had a little
Like,
here and
stuff's
there.
happening
but
out there.
Yeah, stuff is happening out there.
What a beautiful time to get back into it.
Beauty.
That's right.
Beauty.
So we're going to be talking some digital signage use cases. We're going to talk about you guys' take on AI, because everybody has to have a take on AI, whether you care about it or not. Market trends, new innovations. I think this is going to be a good starter ep for those that are like digital signage curious.
Or newbies.
But, well, yeah, exactly. But also, I
we're
think
going.
good
we're
for,
going deep.
Right.
If
I think the
pros are on
pros,
here too,
the pros are going to enjoy this also. This is going to have a little something for everyone.
Oh yeah.
All right, fair enough.
All right. Well, I'm John Martin.
And I'm Dean Reverman.
Welcome to BlueStar Nation. BlueStar Nation is brought to you by Elo. The Elo Pay M100 provides the ultimate rugged enterprise-grade mobile point-of-sale tablet in a slim, ergonomic design. I like when things are ergonomic.
Yes, ergonomic. Yes. We like that.
We don't need things to be like clunky
No.
and not fun to hold and use. I mean, come on. We all
Not fun to
We
hold.
all like our comfort.
Yes, we do.
We know
Yes.
we do. Mike is going to be talking all about on his podcast about Crocs at some point. Spoiler alert.
Yes.
And he may have sold me on the comfort.
The comfort.
of those
Yes.
things.
Yes.
I don't know if the M100 is as comfortable as a Croc.
Well,
I don't
right.
Like that
Different
claim
use
for
case.
Elo,
Yeah,
but,
right. Yeah.
But maybe there's an indirect line you could draw somehow. Right?
It's all about the ergonomics.
That's right.
Yes.
Featuring a 10.1-inch FHD scratch-resistant touch display, integrated payment with PCI PTS 6.0 pin on glass, a flexible Android 12 OS, and Qualcomm SD660 processor. The M100 Pay merges powerful performance with the security, unified architecture, and extended lifecycle that businesses require.
Demand.
This M100 accepts payments from anywhere. You could be on a boat.
Yep.
You could be
In a restaurant. You
In a
can be in a
restaurant.
store. You can be in a museum.
Maybe, I don't know, if in the middle of the desert, maybe. I'm sure we'd take the payment there, get some good connectivity on it, which, hey, by the way, that's something BlueStar does too.
That's right. Ooh,
Maybe you can still get that
nice.
payment processed.
Yes.
Look at that, some synergy, some
Yes.
cross-promotion. I know how to do these things. I'm in marketing. The M100 includes integrated cameras, boasts sufficient battery life to last a shift, and can transition from mobile to fixed with a rotating POS dock that swivels from merchant to customer-facing. To learn more and view additional specs, check out the link in the show notes or contact the BlueStar Elo team. This episode of BlueStar Nation is brought to you by LG and its interactive digital board, the CreateBoard, which you're going to hear Mike talk a little bit about in this podcast as
absolutely.
well. Available from 55 to 98 inches. Can you imagine having a 98-inch screen?
Jeez, that you can do stuff on?
Yeah,
yeah.
an interactive
That's awesome.
event.
Yeah.
The CreateBoard can serve a variety of collaborative teaching and presentation functions, including as a whiteboard for class or conference rooms. Wireless screen sharing allows for content on multiple displays at the same time. Google certified 40-point multi-touch, highly responsive UHD with seamless connectivity and compatible with all OS types, including Android, and I think it runs on Android 13, but it also is compatible with Windows, Chrome, and Apple. Again, you'll hear us talk a little bit more about that later too.
Yep.
LG's Connected Care device management service also makes it easy to remote manage displays via the cloud for fault diagnosis and comes free with the board. How often is something cool like that free?
Yeah, exactly. Right?
Buy something.
Yeah.
Learn more about CreateBoard at the links in our show notes, including a webinar that Mike hosted on the topic last year. All right, so our guests, again, if you didn't hear it up front, Mike Stachura is the Senior Account Manager for Distribution Sales at LG. Mike, welcome back to the show. I'm not going to let you sit here and talk about yourself because
Yeah.
I'm going to do that anyway.
New guests that should do that, and you're going to do it no matter what anyway.
Yes,
If you don't
thank
know
you for
Mike,
having me back.
If you don't know Mike by now, you aren't even you must be brand new to this industry.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure if you're brand new, he probably at some point seeks you out and tells you everything there is to know about LG, especially if you're into Disty.
Whether you want to or
digital
not.
signage. Yeah, exactly.
Find me at the bar with a Coors Light in my hand talking about screens.
CL smoothies.
But our first timer on the pod, and probably last timer after doing an episode with Mike, is Matt Waidley.
No.
He is
scare me
the
away.
Director of Sales for U.S. Distribution at LG. So, Matt, welcome to the show. Give us a little about
thanks.
your history and background. You were telling me a story earlier about how you hired this guy, too. And
Twice.
rehired him for some
Twice.
reason. Yeah,
Hired him twice. I
Fool,
missed
fool
him
us once,
for a whole few months. Matt, been in the industry for about 25 years, started with another distributor, actually, and then made the jump to a manufacturer, one of our competitors today, and landed with LG about 15 years ago. Hired Mike about 10 years ago?
12 years ago.
Of course,
12 years ago.
On Monday.
But who's counting?
Monday was
He's
our
got it circled
anniversary.
on his calendar.
12
Monday
years
was
ago.
our anniversary, and you forgot.
So I really don't.
It's the silk anniversary, by the way.
Oh, my Lord. See, you're in trouble.
Why you got me that gift?
That was tough to fit the logo on
It's a
it.
little awkward, but still appreciated, right? Yeah.
I'm wearing them right now. So I can't get enough of Mike Stachura. No, neither can anybody else. But 12 years, wow, that's pretty awesome. I don't know my LG career without Mike, and BlueStar wouldn't be the same for LG without Mike. So I'm very appreciative of that.
Absolutely.
I'm
Read
happy to
all
be here.
that. Yeah.
But no, I am responsible for the whole distribution channel for LG.
Whoosh.
Nice. Wow, that's a small responsibility.
Smaller responsibility.
Yeah,
Just a little bit, yeah.
yeah, fun. We make light of it every day.
Exactly. All right, well, let's get into it because we kind of wanted to have this, sort of a guide to digital signage in a way. Again, where it can, useful for newbies, but also useful for folks that have been around for a while to kind of figure out, hey, what should I be thinking about and doing next? So whether you are brand new or a long time in the space, stick around. We're gonna get some good stuff, and we're just gonna have fun here anyway. We know.
Oh,
it,
yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's start off. Let's talk about some digital signage use cases. And I'm just curious from you guys if there's one or two, maybe really fun, cool, exciting use cases or projects you've been involved in. If you could name names, that's great. But if you can't, I understand that too. And then also as part of that, what kind of problem did you solve with the implementation of digital signage? Mike, you want to kick this one off?
Ooh, that's a good one. I say one of my I like the experiential signage where you're trying to accomplish not necessarily an objective, but create a feeling or create an emotion. So I think some of my favorites that we've worked on doing the interactive floors. So
those
like
are
a
so
children's
cool.
museum where
Yeah,
kids are able to step on the bubbles and pop it, and you see the visual technology behind it.
Right.
But when it generates a smile on a kid's face and they're just jumping on like a little bubble or kicking this boat around, and it's just the most beautiful application. You're not really selling anything more, but you're creating an experience. You're creating a moment. And I think that's one of the cool things you can do with signage.
Wow.
I'm also
you went straight to the human emotion.
I also
no doubt.
Forget the, the day-to-day, analytics or whatever numbers you can throw on
because
it.
you can pull
Where's
those all
my
the time.
flight?
Yeah, exactly. Where is my flight on time? Yes. Oh, my gate changed. Cool. You need that. That's essential.
I mean, that could be emotional too, depending on what it says. It could be breakdown crying.
Right?
Yeah,
get
delayed
home,
again.
Canceled.
Oh, good. I'm in Detroit and my gate changed from A51 to B4.
Yeah.
Well, that's a mile.
Yep. Let's saddle up.
Running.
Saddle up.
At least I'm walking by that McDonald's right there,
That's
All right, Matt, what about you?
Shout out Detroit McDonald's crew.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome.
Well,
I'm sure they're listening. They're avid listeners of this podcast.
I'll go very kind of off of what Mike just said, his last comment there, the McDonald's piece. And it's not like a sexy piece of signage, but it's one that solves a problem for me, right? Who's driven through the drive-through and you're waiting for 15 minutes for your kid to make a decision on what they want to eat. Dude, look at the food porn. Tell me within 3 seconds what you want to eat. It solves the problem for me. Right? It's not just McDonald's, it's Starbucks, wherever you want to go. But that high, bright outdoor digital signage piece has changed a lot of the game for a lot of those quick serve restaurants since COVID.
Yeah.
And I think that part has been one of my favorite pieces to watch.
Nice.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
Apparently, there's a new outdoor signage display that for Uber pickups. So we're seeing QSRs adopt an extra screen that says, here's the Uber Eats orders that are coming in and come to this window. They're getting their own windows. They don't get stuck in the drive-through.
That is smart.
Yeah.
That is very smart. Because there's nothing I hate more than when your Dash or Uber or whatever, is like,
It's stuck in
messaging
line
you
for
saying
15
like,
minutes.
oh, I'm sitting in the drive-through line waiting for your food. I was like, well, I could have done that. I'm like,
Yeah. So now there's a whole new market opening up.
Whole new market.
New screen.
Yep. Yeah,
Boom.
yeah.
First new market addressed.
there you go.
I can remember when digital signage came out. Unfortunately, I'm a little long in the tooth on digital signage. And I thought you guys were going to go down a path like this. I mean, one of my favorite use cases was above the urinal.
Oh.
Because, it was like, it's like
you
when
just lowered yourself.
I know I did,
just
but
to meet Mike's level.
When the,
didn't you? I know
when
what
the
you did
internet
here.
first boomed, you guys may not remember that, but it's like,
Yeah, we're all
Pet.com was
over
going for gazillions of dollars, and
yeah.
it's like just this mad rush to do stuff. And so, when digital signage first came, I'm talking after the plasma monitor, and some of the costs started coming down.
Thankfully, before touch.
Yes. Well, you started to see like digital displays in vogue places and stuff. It's like, really? Do we need digital signage here? But, I get the downtime about when you're, at the urinal and that kind of a thing. And it's a good use case, right? Because maybe there's some supply going on. Maybe they're going to promote the happy hour that they got going on.
Have you seen the interactive game ones?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Or
Above
the
the
back of the urinal itself.
So when you're standing in front of the urinal, if you sway left or right, it will react to
classic.
So maybe you're a fireman trying to put out a fire on a building, and then you got to save all the people, and you move left and right.
No, I haven't seen that.
Those are pretty popular.
That's brilliant. I'll send you a video next time I find one.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Taking gestures to the next level.
Yes. Then there were like, digital signage on clothes. People, they're like these little magnetic LCDs, and it's like on the back, and follow me if you want whatever, they were trying to sell or something like that.
No, we have robots for that.
Yeah. But what I like today is maybe you were kind of going there is where the digital signage is part of the environment, or it's like it's wrapped around a column, or you can do so much now with displays. And I apologize, I don't know LG's full line of.
Come on, you don't know all 30,000 SKUs?
I don't, bro. But I'm sure you guys can
LG just pulled their entire distribution agreement with us.
No, that's why I make our cheat sheet.
Matt just kill him.
That's why I make our handy dandy cheat sheet.
But I appreciate the artistry when you kind of fold it into the environment. So it's just not I'm okay with the screen, right? But you see where I'm going? Yeah. Like if it's part of the environment wrapped around it or something like that. I like the uniqueness of how digital signage can be used today.
That's pretty sweet.
Anyway.
What's yours?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know.
You got to have an answer too, bro.
I didn't think of one.
I'll give you a second. So there's another one that LG did in an elevator where they changed the floor of the elevator to be all screens.
Nice.
So you get on the elevator and it just looks like a shiny floor, and then partway up your ride, the floor starts falling out. Oh yeah, check it out. Check it out on YouTube.
Nope.
My wife would freak out.
I would not enjoy that.
You see everybody just back up against the wall, and it's a great video.
Classic.
Man, it is. I mean, I don't think about a lot of this fun stuff because you just don't experience a lot of that. I mean, other than you go to amusement parks and you see cool stuff like that from time to time. But I don't know. I enjoy this stuff that is eye catching, is a little bit interactive. Just makes places you go fun and different than what it could normally be. But I'm with Dean. I do love a lot of the fascinating wraparound stuff and the unique ways that they shape them and can curve them. I don't know, just cool stuff.
Yep. Good stuff happening.
I know I'm a terrible host. I didn't even think about it, but I figured you guys would have more than enough stuff for me anyway. So I promise I will interact on a few more of these.
My recent tagline has been visually communicate mission critical information.
Wow, visually communicate. Yes, I like it.
And that could be to steer the experience, like at an amusement park, or that could be to steer the information, like a flight information display.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. I like it.
What's on sale? Yeah, mission critical, and what's your mission? Maybe it's a knock center. You got to make sure traffic's flowing. Can't have that go down. That's a heck of a mission, but then maybe your mission is just to create a better experience.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you think we're going to get to, speaking of I don't know, traffic and signage and stuff, I'm surprised we don't see more
yes, I agree with you.
Interactive, not interactive, because it'd be kind of weird to interact when you're in a car, but big actual digital displays on roadways. mean, you've got like still like the old school, like what is it, LED or LCD boards or whatever, that like, buckle up, Kentucky or whatever. But other than that, like, I'm surprised you don't see like, I don't know, just more like dynamic signage that could like maybe kind of give you some visualization of what's ahead of you or something. Or is that more of a...
Could that be more distracting?
That's what I'm wondering.
Compared to the DO.
Is there a potential accident-prone issue there, given that we know that people can sometimes wreck just looking at a pretty girl on a billboard or something, so... I don't know. Just kind of something I'm curious.
Interactive roadways. Now you could immediately change the lines on the fly based on the traffic demands.
That would be pretty interesting.
Instead of having a 4-lane highway, you could say, update the content. Boom, now you got 5 new roads.
I like it.
Make them solar powered and heated so you never have to shovel.
There you go.
I'm from Buffalo, so I still shovel.
You could just do that AR real time or on the dashboard of the car.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Oh, is that where we're going? That probably is where we're going.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're not even gonna be driving anymore.
Yeah, well,
robo taxis.
Well, okay. Well, so then when everything's just autonomous, then we can have all the cool digital displays out there, right? Because who cares if we're distracted then?
Put them in the car.
One of the most revolutionary things for the whole billboard industry is digital signage, though.
Well, yeah.
Because they could turn one screen into 7.
Oh yeah.
And I can't. Well,
and you don't
I don't
have
know
some
what
poor
they
guy
went through.
climbing up there, taking him down. And
You don't have that guy anymore. Yeah,
Yeah.
don't have to worry about that. Yeah, some little bit of animation.
Hopefully, we
on
found
it.
another job for that guy, though. At least,
Yeah. Well, now he's a technician. Now he's a
There
digital
you go.
signage technician.
There you go. All right, let's talk about AI because elephant in the room. Always got to talk AI. We always got to figure out what's going on there.
The buzzword.
Yes, and if you've listened to the podcast this year, our big theme is practical use cases. Like, what can AI actually do? Not just, hey, here's what I think AI could be cool and could do something. Like, well, that sounds great, but that's not going to happen, if ever, for another 25 years. So let's talk about how AI is changing the digital signage landscape. Should VARs be talking about it and positioning AI as part of their solutions to help them go out and sell some more hardware right now?
Absolutely. 100%. Like I mentioned before, my favorite discussion, content is king versus context is king. Go ahead, fight, which one's going to be better there? And I think the AI revolution related to content creation has enabled folks that have not previously, maybe had the vision, but not the artistic ability to create something. Right. Now they can type into a prompt of create this picture for me. So it's an extension of their ideation of what they're trying to accomplish. Not to outplay someone that is actually creating the content, because there's definitely still a market for very specific content like that. But I think what we're seeing specifically within the world of LG, a lot of the content management systems that we have, so we have about 2 different software options, they have an AI generation element to them. So you actually have like, if we open up Dean's Bowling Alley tomorrow.
Yep.
Dean,
I need some content.
I'm going to be so bold to say you and I probably don't have a massive marketing budget or bowling alley to create this. No. But I can type in, create a beer menu list with some bowling pins in the background.
Yep, right, done.
So you're helping and enable those folks that may not have the creative arm or the creative budget to go and develop some content. Just to keep rambling about the other, it sucks. There's a content that we came out with for classrooms.
Oh, yeah? And?
Remember back in the day, like you get the TV that rolls in, and cool, you're like, this is going to be a good day.
Yeah.
And then the opposite of that was, today's pop quiz day.
Right. What if you could have both?
Now we have a display, the CreateBoard product. Part of that software, teachers can go in and use AI to create pop quizzes using AI. Give me a 5-question pop quiz about weather for a 5-year-old. There you go. There's your quiz. So you took the top best of the best. We got video day to, now we got easier pop quizzes to do.
I think one of my favorite parts about how you combine AI and digital signage is using the real-time analytics of what's in front of the display to change what's on it. And this might not be actionable right now, but we're getting to that point.
Right.
Where I can take the demographics of the person that's standing in front of the screen, who might be a 25-year-old woman, and I'm going to advertise to them something very different right now than I would to a 45-year-old man. Right. I can in real time change that. Or let's say I'm a coffee shop and you're walking by and it's gloomy outside. I'm not promoting my salads. I'm promoting my soup. Right. I want it to be a warm. You're gonna get tomato soup and grilled cheese kind of day, not a cold kind of day. So being able to use those real time analytics to adjust the drip campaign that's in front of that person to make it more personalized marketing rather than just I have a printed screen up on a wall, right? We've moved so far from that.
That stuff excites me. Like I'm never a big fan of camera staring at me all the time necessarily, but at the same time, I love the idea of something that is looking at me and saying, hey, here's. Although to that fact, though, I do think it'd be kind of entertaining to figure out like what are they going to suggest about me?
How smart can it be?
Yeah, what are they thinking?
Am I walking into Walmart and it's saying, "Oh, hey Matt, welcome back. Preparation H is on sale today. It was in your previous purchase history." Right. I don't know if I want that level of marketing.
Minority Report level thing. You're like, welcome back. Here's that. Yeah.
But then marketing has a way of being intrusive in a way that we don't necessarily like it from a personal consumption.
For sure.
Yeah.
Love it from a business side, right? Because I can sell more crap. But from a personal side, I don't want to watch this 15-minute ad. I don't want to. Right?
Which I feel like, I think that's been the pitch for a lot of, because we've had some folks on that have talked about that kind of stuff, and they've mentioned the idea of, well, it's not about exact who this person is, or even necessarily even exactly what they look like.
It's not personally PII.
It's more of like, all right, if a woman comes in and she's got 2 small children with them, then maybe the display is showing kids type meals, or like meals in a hurry or ready to go kind of meal kits or something like that, and that kind of stuff. I feel like, man, that's insanely useful to be able to have that opportunity, and I would think as a consumer, most of us would probably be pretty like, hey, okay, that's cool, yeah, that's something I did. But yeah, if it's more of the, hey, John, welcome back. Looks like you've had a bad day. Here's some beer on sale. Or
just imagine walking.
Or do you need the bourbon today?
Yeah.
Imagine walking into a store and having to accept your cookies before you walk in.
Right. Exactly.
Unless it's actual literal cookies.
Well, that's a different story.
Come on, you walk in, there's fresh-based cookies. Do you accept
What
these?
if it's both?
I would
By
do both.
accepting this cookie, you accept our cookies.
I would do both just to enable the
Yeah, but they would get me every time, though.
I know. Oh,
I'd be like, oh, damn it, I just want cookies so bad.
I accept. Here's my 10% off coupon. Well,
Dean, go ahead. What were you
No. I was just going to dive a little bit on the analytics and stuff like that.
Well, I was just going to ask, like, kind of related to this creating AI content. Do we worry at all about the slop of it all?
Oh,
Because that's becoming the big thing on the internet, obviously. It's
Slop,
like, the AI slop, the stuff that just everyone's creating AI. And like, if you're on any of like the video apps, like, IG or TikTok or whatever, you're starting to see like an insane amount of just AI created content that's on there. Do we worry that like if everyone starts using AI to build the content for the digital signage, that everyone's going to start ignoring it because it's just going to look like everything else too? I don't know if that really is a problem, but I'm just like, does that mean there should be some interesting guardrails that maybe as VARs, that maybe they should be going out there and helping pitch some quality like AI content partners that can help them develop stuff that's not going to look like that? Because I could see a scenario where someone's like, all right, I've got this. I know AI can help me out, but I'm just going to go make some shit in Midjourney myself and throw it up on the screen.
So when I think of content that's been created, I mean, think of every movie that's had special effects ever. It's not a natural thing that happened. Star Wars.
What?
It may have actually happened. Debatable.
I'm sorry. I gotta go, guys. I gotta think about this.
So I think AI as the arm to enable the creation of that creative content is really going to help the signage world.
Yeah.
We as individuals need to continue to be better and more aware that what we're seeing might not actually be true in new contexts where it was true.
Yeah.
But if you have a dancing blueberry muffin at a coffee shop, no one's like, holy crap, when did muffins start dancing? Where's the secret of the use? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles real.
Yeah.
So I think from a skill set standpoint, leveraging AI to help with the outcome that you're trying to achieve is still very, very popular.
That's where I think. I don't think we'll get there. I see where you're going with the junk on the internet or whatever, and the over volume.
I don't want to see that same stuff on the screens I'm seeing out in public too.
And I'll take what Mike said and kind of amp it up a level. So not only do I see AI helping and create individual pieces of content, but why wouldn't you, I'm sure we're probably months away from having agentic AI where that same bowling alley owner could say, you know what, develop a script for me that mixes in a little bit of bowling trivia with, and so now the digital signage, I hate walking into locations that have digital signage and it's just passive and it's still images and it doesn't do anything. It's just, it is like, it's PowerPoint.
Or maybe you're rotating through like 4
slide.
images. Yeah.
Use the technology and use it in a way that you can inspire people or engage people with that. So I think that, AI is going to be very helpful because content is king, context is king. Beautiful phrase. That's what digital signage can deliver. And I think AI is going to help, get down that path. I really do. That would be a good use case. Now,
I agree.
If 3-4 years hence, everybody's digital signage looks the same, and okay, maybe, but I think we got a while to get there.
Yeah. I have been seeing like some retailers apparently are experimenting with screens that will have an AI agent that looks fairly human, but is someone that you can walk up to and say like, hey, I'm looking for XYZ. And it in the background, it's reading through, figuring out inventory, figuring out where the aisle of something's at, and responds to you, but it seems like it's a real person that you're talking to.
They're getting very convincing.
They really are. And if you need it, it has the opportunity and the option to like call someone where either someone literally can jump on screen that's real from a distant location, or where it can contact someone in store and maybe come help you, which again, I think for situations where you're in store and you're trying to find someone to help you and never can, like that's, to me, that is a perfect use case that I think a lot of people could get behind.
Yeah.
Museums, zoos, kids, aquariums.
Yes. Definitely.
You have a virtual agent that's very welcoming to an inquisitive young mind.
Yep. Yeah.
They're going to go up to that digital interface and they're going to ask how many penguins are in this zoo. How many penguins are in the world? What are the differences? And there's no silly question. You're not getting any judgment. It's the most beautiful.
I mean, if you're a museum worker at some point in your life, actually probably several times a week, you have that person come up to you that is like these mega expert on World War II airplanes or something and wants to spend 3 hours pulling your, tugging on your ear and telling you all about World War II airplanes. What if that was an AI person instead?
Yeah.
How cool would that be?
Absolutely.
I definitely think it's going that way, and I would like your guys' take from that. Has hardware implications and then software implications as well. But we're big fans of edge compute. You guys have to start seeing, and perhaps LG's getting in the game around enabling the kind of compute power to have LLM interaction type stuff happening at the kiosk level or stuff like that. Right? It's not just the display. We have to be concerned with the compute power behind it to start enabling some of this Nirvana type stuff where I'm just going to walk up to a screen, I'm going to start talking to it. Oh, by the way, that also has to have focused audio capabilities to hear my voice as opposed to, the 10 people that are around me, the audio to focus so I can hear the answer and not the 10 people, right? I mean, it's
and
really
speaking back to you in the right language.
There you go. Yep. All that kind of good stuff.
Too.
I mean, there's just so much that's going to be happening, I think, on the interactive side around it. I don't know. I think it's cool stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm right there with you. There's a lot of variables, and I mean, gosh, the pace at which change has occurred within that industry just continues to evolve.
So I think the analytics is important. You were going down that route. The data that has retail media networks is this phrase that's got a lot of run behind it right now, but that's all being fueled by the data. So we gotta, I think, as an industry, we have to start getting into the AI and embracing how do we make that data, which is so powerful, translate over to the user experience in a useful way, not a creepy way, stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. And then combining it with IoT, right? Taking the experience that I've had in front of this display with the conversation in my own language about the topic that I want to have, and then being able to walk away and have it on another device as I'm walking down, a mall, right? Walking through the mall or a museum, you use that, and you're trying to find your way to the penguins. How do I get to the penguins? All right, cool. I'll send you that information to your phone, and you can walk away, and you're going to have a little interactive map on your way.
Yeah. So scan this QR code or something.
Yeah. So combining not just the data analytics, but being able to transfer it from not just this experience but to one I can carry with me.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Because it's all about the experience, right?
Well, yeah.
At least that's what the young generation is all
supposedly,
about. It's got to be about the experience, no doubt.
Exactly. If you want us to go into a store or anything anymore, you got to have an experience along with it.
For sure.
That's what it has to be. Well, so let's talk about, I think I put on here marketing trends, but I meant to say market, but honestly, I think this works both ways too, because let's talk about some of the trends that are out there, whether it is market trends or trends of what people are trying to do with marketing that is leading to new signage opportunities. So what are you guys seeing out there right now? Matt, I'll let you kick this one off of what's happening in the market that's encouraging people to try out new things or do new things with signage?
Yeah. So, from our perspective, we make a display, we make a square lighty light thing that hangs on the wall. And it's not the full solution, right? It's not the full piece of ecosystem that you need to create that experience for the end customer. So for us, and a huge trend that's kind of happening across the ecosystem is working with those other partners to try to create for the integrator or for the end user, something that they can say, oh, wow, that solution really works for me, right? And not to say solution to kind of denigrate it, but to use that as, this is kind of the experience that we know that we can create with our product. So we've kind of gone out to the other partners, we've pulled them all together, and we've kind of packaged it in a way to make it easier for that end customer to say, I need that in a box.
So these full end-to-end solutions, you think, are
full end-to-end from software soup to nuts to the hardware, whether it's a camera video conferencing solution or touch integration stuff in the classroom, just kind of pulling it all together in one package and making it easier.
Yeah, I mean that fits pretty nicely into what we were always talking about.
Absolutely,
you can't just go out and just sell the box anymore. The box doesn't cut it. I think if you want to be a good VAR, and if you want to be one that's trusted and people would keep coming back to you, just be like, all right, well, here's your big black screen box. Good luck. I'll see you see you next year. They'll be like, no, I'm going to go to this other guy who gave me the big black screen box and all the other cool stuff that I needed in order to make this thing really do something special.
That's really hard for us because if you think about it, the shiny black box on the wall is a Me Too, right? There's a million of them out there. So So why is LG or why is that brand the better version of what I need on the wall?
There's got to be a better pitch than that. Yeah.
Do we still get into that argument? Right? Like size matters, LEDs, nits matter, those types of things. Do we get into? Yeah.
We can go down that right. Yeah. We put the boxing gloves on for that one. I thoroughly enjoy that. I think from a market trend standpoint as well, I think there's been a couple emerging markets. One mainly around security. Because you're now putting another device on a network. And that's
true.
You have the IT side of the house, which is going through a major shift, especially with AI. We're coming up on the Windows 11 transition time, or the Windows 10 sunset, Windows 11 go live. So you're seeing a lot of IT conversations happen, and they're looking, hey, there's more devices on the network. And how are you going to manage that? So from a market standpoint, I'd say if you're in the networking, security, IT side of the house, start thinking about what are your customers doing for visual communication.
Right.
And bringing that element into it. A huge shout out to our friends in the LG warehouse. They have the capability to actually remove the Wi-Fi chip and the internet connectivity right from any of our displays.
Wow.
So from a security,
so it doesn't even ship with it.
Correct.
Yeah.
You can't.
Got it.
It's up there. You can plug in a thumb drive and let it do its thing, but you're removing it then from the network. So completely eliminating a security risk there.
Yeah.
So I think that's big. But then as Matt had mentioned, the full solution. I think you're seeing the interconnectivity, the interoperability become more simplified. So how can we're gonna make it simple. We're gonna have one pane of glass. How many one panes of glasses do you have on a daily basis? How many one panes do you log in?
That's right.
So how can you bridge those panes of glasses to be even fewer? So one of the things I love that our tech team is doing is working with folks like ServiceNow to have the display statistics be published through their ServiceNow portal. So you're able to remotely manage the LG products through third-party applications now as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
So putting that command at the site where you want to be, as opposed to being that one more portal you need to log into. I think that's a big shift now because you're going to see it be a lot simpler.
Yeah. Well, I was noticing when I was looking over the CreateBoard specs that that you're having compatibility with Android, Windows, Chrome, Apple, all this stuff, and I think that makes a lot of sense to me because everybody's bringing their own devices, and if we're going to have devices that we want to connect and be connective and interactive and be able to, hey, I've got something on my screen, I want to be able to throw it up on this screen, whether it's for conferencing, teaching, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, no two people are bringing the same devices. I mean, just in our office alone, we've got people on traditional PCs and Macs.
Sure.
And we got to make sure those all communicate with each other. Everyone's got different types of phones. And I mean, if you want to be able to get information out, there's nothing more frustrating than when like, hey, how about you connect to our conference screen here and put that up there so we can look at it? And you're like,
is it Windows key K? Is it find another display? Yeah,
exactly. And eventually you're just like, never mind, I'm just going to turn my laptop.
Yeah, you mentioned the CreateBoard, and I love it. In the top left corner of the screen, you have 6 characters. You go to a website, you type in those 6 characters, whatever's on your phone, your tablet, your laptop, your desktop, you're able to share your content remotely on that screen.
That's nice.
Super easy to do that now, and the interactive element is just becoming more and more popular. Of course, you have the K through 12, the higher ed schools. I mean, every display is getting an interactive display now. But then again, as we talked about the Windows 10 transition, you have a lot more adoption of like Microsoft Teams, and you're doing video collaboration, video conferencing. Being able to have 3 individuals sit in one conference room in Buffalo, and then 3 more individuals sitting in the Hebron office. Now we can collaborate real time on the same screen, from the same. Or from different conference rooms.
I think
it's just.
I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yep. I wonder what industries, though, that you guys are seeing. You know, we're a little bit worried about education, obviously, with the dollars maybe drying up there a little bit.
The Doge effect.
The Doge effect. Are there other industries that you guys are seeing? I mean, is retail and hospitality still a good market? Still
Retail,
viable?
hospitality, banking.
Banking.
Think about any sports arena and venue, concerts, live stuff like that, which includes house of worship. Those are definitely doing pretty good right now. Gaming, the whole casino industry, still doing extremely well. So yeah, I mean, there's an endless supply of new markets that are popping up with digital signage. Walk down the street, find me a printed sign. There's your next vertical.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, we talk about a lot of times when we have resellers that haven't embraced digital signage in their world, in their ecosystem, and it flummoxes me. Like if we have somebody who's in point of sale, and they have built a business around point of sale and some of the network infrastructure that goes into that, that's going into, let's say, a restaurant. How are they not into digital menu boards? I have no idea. I mean, like, it's just a natural transgression to get into that.
Well, it runs a risk of losing your business to someone else who does do it all.
For sure. Yeah. Or even if you're an ADC reseller in the back of the warehouse and you've implemented all the technology for tracking and all that, well, there's tons of displays in warehouses, you know, displaying, how the employees are doing, what, relative to KPIs and blah, blah, blah. So
a lot of it can be scary. You know, if you're a POS guy, you're used to selling Zebra printers and you don't really understand digital signage or the software or how to create content or what hardware, what do I need to reinforce a wall? All the things that go into digital signage that can make it a big barrier of entry. That's why we have the trained assets that we do, including Mike, who's on. He don't feel like you have to do it by yourself.
Yep.
Make a phone call.
Agreed.
Don't leave that revenue on the table for both of us. Make a phone call. Let us help you out. We'll help you close that sale.
Yeah, Mike will show up and start screwing stuff in for you. It's fine.
I do that.
No joke. He will do that.
100%.
I would put that into my solution stack. Like, if I'm going in and selling a barcoding type of technology in my solution stack, I would say, oh, and by the way, we can put, the results and the analytics up on screens. And I mean, because I think, implementing digital signage is quote unquote getting easier and easier to do. I think you guys as manufacturers and everything I'm listening to you guys say about how you're trying to make it more frictionless and just enable it. It doesn't matter what OS you're on, et cetera, et cetera. There's just so many ways that the barriers have come down, as opposed to, in the past implementing it where maybe the cost was certainly a consideration, the technology was a little bit harder to implement. So I don't know. I mean, I'd have it in my tech stack, right?
Yeah.
So
I like when we're talking the back of the house stuff too, and like warehouses and manufacturing and whatnot, because I feel like we talk a lot about signage as if it's just a customer facing, consumer facing, out somewhere out where everyone can see it. The massive world can interact and see it at any time. But the folks working in the back of a house or working in a warehouse or something, they won't like this kind of stuff too. Think about how hard it is, and we've seen it sometimes even in our own company. Like if you've got a message you need to communicate, that's it needs to go to the office staff. Yeah, you can send an email. The office staff's going to see that. That email's not getting to the people that are out there.
Won't
working
get to the
stacks.
warehouse people ever.
They're never going to see
When
that.
is open enrollment?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
So what if you had some great interactive screens and signage that was around everywhere that people were always passing by or always saw or could go up and tap on and check out what's going on or whatever and read up on some things. That's the kind of stuff that I think sometimes, to me, is a new potential market, that not new market, but at least one that people just aren't thinking enough about and don't realize, like, hey, maybe when I'm spending my time in this corporate office, maybe I should be asking, like, hey, can I go visit with the folks out in the warehouse and see what's going on out there and see, or maybe we could throw one of these signs up out there and help them out a little bit?
Yeah, and the commercial displays that we're talking about, these are true ruggedized panels where they're IP rated. They're designed to run 24/7, 365. You have a conformal coating over the power supply, so they're meant to be in dusty, dirty environments and run all the time.
Yeah. Which is a critical thing. I mean, back in the day, we would sell that. It's still relevant today. A lot, we would lose deals, quote unquote, because somebody would go to Best Buy and just buy, well, this one's $200 cheaper than what you were quoting. Bro, that's going to last you
this TV that usually sits in my living room. Yeah.
I'll see you in 6 months.
Stick it in my factory. Yeah.
Yeah, not designed for 24/7, not designed for the environment that you're going to be putting in it.
Yeah,
that's still relevant, right?
Oh, very true. Metal Big shavings time. Get in the panel and start to catch on fire. Or the grease in the McDonald's kitchen starts to coalesce on the whole circuits. Yeah, good luck.
No doubt.
Common stuff that we all have in our homes,
Right. Yeah.
So let's talk about what else is new in the world of signage then. Is there anything that's changing the way you guys are going to market right now? Anything that VARs can leverage with working with you or working with us to help them go out and grow their business? Like what's, this is, I think, speaking to the pros, maybe that have been out there for a while and doing this already. And they're like, yeah, I know all the stuff that there is out there to do. What's new? What's different? What should I be looking at and paying attention to right now?
Yeah, I would say from the tech stack that's available, we just talk about the digital signage pieces, and it's becoming a little more simpler. It's becoming easier, but the market is expanding, especially with direct view LED, where you're not buying a 65-inch display. You're buying a display for your wall, something completely custom. And that's where we're seeing a lot of new cool opportunities. So as those become a little more simplified to put in and install and configure, a lot of adoption around there. It's essentially little Lego bricks. You just stack the panels together on a little cabinet. That's
pretty cool.
And you're good to go.
Yeah.
So pre-curated bundles that are like a 136-inch display that ships in a shipping crate. Beautiful. Big old thing on wheels. Wheel to where it needs to go. Put a few screws in the wall, and then
Mike comes out, puts the screws in for you. Yeah.
So we do have a field engineering site support service where LG will go on site with the partner to make sure when they're doing the installation, hey, plug the red cable into the red plug and plug this over here. Double check this. Oh, here's where it is in your settings menu. So they have that tech on site with them to help them walk through the process.
That's good.
So
that's helpful.
Overcome that hurdle you were talking about. If you're
absolutely
scared and don't know how to do it.
For sure. I mean, if you're already a pro and you're hanging and banging displays today, if you don't have somebody on your staff that understands the DV LED world and all the components that go into that, start investing in it now. Because if you remember when we first came out with the flexible OLED product and we were able to wrap it around poles and stuff like that, this is the next generation of that. We're seeing it be implemented everywhere from like the high-end resi business, where $1 million little home theaters are happening, to the jumbotron hanging at the Lightning Stadium. Right. So there are. It's infinitely flexible in a way that you can make it into a halo around a bar and put 50 different TV displays up there instead of hanging 50 different televisions. So from a longevity perspective, a product resilience perspective, a brightness perspective, I mean, it's a far superior technology to LCD. So we're really excited to see where that goes.
Yeah, I don't think we're all going to stop looking at screens anytime soon.
That's not going to happen.
We've uncorked that. We're not putting that genie back in the bottle.
Can I still wrap it around the column?
100%.
That's what I thought.
Absolutely.
Right.
Every different size from 10 by 10 panels to 20 by 20 panels. I'm not exactly getting the specs right. 'Cause I'm not the spec guy, but we got small ones, we got big ones, and they can be wrapped around in certain different radii. So,
and see, that's what you can do as a VAR. If you're not comfortable, so like, look, they have small ones, they have big ones. I'm gonna bring my guy from LG. He'll tell you more.
Yeah, we work
and
real
Mike
closely
just burst through the door like Kool-Aid Man, like, oh yeah.
I'm gonna fix your wall now because that's totally on me.
I'll put a nice screen up there.
Yeah.
You didn't see anything here.
All right. Anything else? Any other?
I think that the install standpoint, just to not leave that on the table. I mean, BlueStar, you guys have a terrific install team across the U.S. So if there are any partners that are interested in a first-time install, definitely not even first-time install, but if they're looking to grow business and you need an install across the U.S., reach out to your BlueStar rep because they're terrific. Yeah. They can help install this. They can get you a rough quote up front.
To reiterate it again, don't say no.
Don't say
allow
no.
BlueStar to help you say yes.
Well, I mean, you can crawl, walk, run in your business, right? If you're going to add this technology to your tech stack, there's support mechanisms around. Yes, no doubt about it.
It's not just here's a shipment of 50 giant boxes. Good luck. See you guys later.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that to you.
Reach out to Jake Novak.
There you go.
So before we leave this, though, you got any insights into what's coming down the pipe that you can talk about? I mean, are we going to be painting screens on the wall? Are we going to be? Is it super thin? I mean, where are the trends going?
Oh, we could.
I mean, DV LED got it. Yep. But I mean,
4K, 8K.
Well, the next generation,
16K. What are we doing?
Yeah, the next generation of LED, the direct view LED, is micro LED. That's no secret. That's been out for quite a while. I think we've all of the display guys have had them at the Infocom booth in a dark room somewhere that they can go and see it. And it's really exciting because it brings the same type of contrast that OLED does into the DV LED world, which I'm really kind of excited about that.
Are you guys working on the holodeck yet?
Yeah.
How close are we getting to that?
I don't know. They still make me dizzy.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, but we want to transpose ourselves, right? Like over whatever miles, and is that what you're talking about?
Well, like the Star Trek style. Like, you just walk into a room and just the environment around you just turns into whatever. My question for that, and now I'm gonna, if no one knows this or has understood this, anyone who's watching knows this. I'm a giant nerd. I like Star Trek. I like Star Wars. All that stuff. The holodeck, like there actually is specs behind it that people have created. They don't talk about it really in the show, but apparently, like the flooring has to be like actual, like almost like treadmills essentially everywhere because it's a contained room. It's a single room.
Okay.
And if you're going to go inside and you want to, take a giant walk over a mountain or something.
Oh, right. I got you.
You have to feel like you're moving the whole time in addition to the what you're seeing changing around you. So apparently like there's all kinds of stuff to do with that. I don't know. Like it's, I didn't get that far into it. I didn't quite literally read the technical manual that some rando nerd created. But
I love the virtual production studios where you have that half sphere and then you just got the Unreal Engine behind it, and you can let's position the sun here, and it does all the lighting, and let's add some moss to this rock over here. Everything's 3D and great.
That big mouse company's doing a lot of that. Andor, a lot of that stuff.
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
A lot of virtual production.
Cool stuff.
We have in our New Jersey office, we have a virtual production studio. What set up? If you're ever in New Jersey, stop by the LG headquarters. Brand new facility just opened a couple years ago. Beautiful. You can go in, record your own little commercial.
We need to up our game, Marco.
I was like, that part Marco's interested. He's like, fine, give me the credit card. I'll take care of it. Yeah.
I wish I was at the beach right now. There we go.
No problem.
We could just have a whole different location for the podcast every week.
Good stuff.
Yeah, maybe. We could do one. You invite me down. I invite you up there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm on board with this. We need to take this.
This is mobile.
We need to take this show on the road a little more often.
Stuff the mic in your pocket, and away you go.
Let's put the nation in podcast nation.
There you go. Hey.
Sorry, that was bad. That was a bad joke.
I like it.
That was good. That was really good.
I feel like it's the kind of line I would have written. So
right.
I guess now I owe you royalties if I decide to use it. All right. Well, in a moment we're going to let these guys talk a little bit about maybe a smarter way to kind of sell signage and explain why it's a useful investment, and we're going to talk ROI versus ROO. Something I had not heard about before. But before we do that, let's talk about what's happening around BlueStar Nation. So our 2U tour still going strong.
Continues.
And now we are heading to the city that never sleeps.
That's
for
right.
the first time, believe it or not. On August 19th, we're setting sail from Chelsea Piers in New York City for a city cruise that combines a trade show with 18 of our vendor partners, including LG. Are you actually going on that one?
I'm not sure if I'll be there yet, but LG will definitely be there.
Right. Well, we know that. Yeah, we love you having you guys there.
We have pens, we have chargers, we're going to have little airplanes.
Do you have submersible displays? Damn, you got to work on it, bro.
Submersible still a trigger word for me after the whole ocean. That's too soon.
Too soon?
Too soon.
Sorry.
Too soon.
Too soon.
Sorry. We have a talk.
Back to the boat.
We have a talk on better leveraging social media and AI, and some networking time with peers and our BlueStar team. And again, it's on a boat. Now, this is the third one of these city cruises we've done for the 2U tour this year. They've been wildly popular. I think we've sold out every single one of these we've done so far. I fully expect this next one to sell out as well. So if you are in the NYC area, if you're willing to make the trip there, register now for this free to resellers event because it will very likely sell it early. Look for a link in the show notes to learn more and to get registered. Hey, while you're doing that, though, take a quick moment to, do all the stuff you're supposed to do on podcasts.
Like us.
Like this video.
Subscribe.
Tell us how handsome you think Mike and Matt are, and how funny and clever you think they are. That they probably should be the hosts of this show and
That's
not
right.
us.
Not us, yes.
Maybe you can leave that part out. I do have to read these
Starting
comments.
at 238. Yeah, it's going to be Mike the rest of the
way. Exactly. Welcome to BlueStar Nation. I'm Mike Stachura. This is my podcast.
I'll stay with the Dean Reverman name.
Sweet.
Okay.
Yeah.
He'll actually jump between the seats. Right?
Nice. Even better. Yeah. I got a virtual me.
I'll cut my hair a little bit.
A lot of it.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Leave us comments. Leave us reviews. Tell someone about it. Check out the BlueStar Nation blog. We're doing all kinds of great stuff over there. Send your ideas into us. If you can't make this podcast, we don't know what you want on it.
Yep.
If you're like, again, if you're just like, I just want Mike on all the time, fine. Let us know. I'll do what I can. Mike might hurt my feelings.
He's got a day job,
but he has other work to do. And as always, you can reach out to us anytime. Email us nation@bluestarinc.com. All right, let's wrap up, as always, a little of our value here. And Mike, when you were throwing all your ideas at me, and the giant list that we would probably have done like a 5 podcast series out of if I went through all of them, you mentioned an idea of ROI, return on investment, versus ROO, return on objective, right? So explain that difference. What do those two things mean? And how can VARs go out and sell the intangible benefits?
That's really the point there. So you look at return on investment. Are you able to monetize the result of putting that in? Let's put in digital signage into a QSR. Let's tie it into our menu system, and let's see, are we going to sell more cheeseburgers today?
Right.
You can immediately adjust that. Yeah, you're able to calculate that value. But then when you go to return on objective, what are you looking to accomplish? So I mentioned that phrase, visually communicate mission critical information. What is your mission? What are you trying to accomplish, and how can you use signage to do that? I love the idea with little kids jumping on the displays, using transparent displays to create a wow moment. And I think really touching on that objective is a huge selling piece. What's your outcome? But at the end of this install, what do you want to do? It's a huge piece to think about. What's going to happen with the displays 3, 6, 9, 12 months down the road? What do you want to do? So I think it's definitely a really popular conversation to have. It creates customer retention and customer stickiness as well, because then you're getting a forward look into where that customer is going to be 2, 3, 4 years from now, and maybe what technology is going to be evolving. Hey, maybe you might not need a transparent OLED touchscreen display now, or an AI agent that you're going to talk to, but maybe you're thinking about it in 2, 3 years.
Right.
So,
I like it.
Yeah.
How about AI and ROI? That popped into my head while you were talking. So how about being able to run 2 concurrent marketing plans on the same display, depending on who walks up, and seeing which one's more effective, and then going with that one more effective to drive a behavior towards something. Or let's say your restaurant 86 is something in the kitchen, and we 86 it on the menu instantly. So it's all the ROI is all about steering your customer to do what you want them to do when you want them to do it, right? And if we can leverage AI to do that more effectively, which I think in that example that I just gave, it definitely does. That is totally an intangible benefit that you would not be able to see from some kind of print hanging on the wall.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's brilliant. I mean, that just feeds into the dynamic nature of digital signage, right? I mean, leverage the technology as opposed to printed. In those types of environments, it's something, because every environment's a little bit dynamic, and if it isn't, it should be, because who wants a stale either storefront or user experience? Like, you don't want that. People don't want that anymore. Their expectations are different when it comes to the whole experience. Yeah, especially when you're talking retail or hospitality. I mean, it's just a different.
Oh gosh,
animal, right?
Getting into RFID.
Ooh, yeah, right.
That's fun. Put a little bracelet on me. Let me walk up to a menu board, show 2 items.
Yep.
Coors Light and Coors Light. Done. Got my business. I'm buying there.
Frictionless commerce.
You don't need 4K. You don't need 2K. Maybe 1K.
1K? Yeah.
Just a few pixels. I'll recognize
a grainy picture. Yeah, you'll see it. It'll be like, well, I recognize that.
Or a silver background with just a little red line.
The blue mountain. Isn't it the blue one? It's yeah. See? There you go.
It's 10 o'clock in
That's
the morning.
what people are looking
It's
for.
like 10 o'clock in the morning, by the way, and that's where my head's at.
Yeah.
Coming up on lunchtime.
Checks out, yeah. Okay, I mean, come on. We know in sales and marketing, like the hardest thing to do is explain to people like how this thing that I'm going to sell you on and you're going to use in your business is actually going to make you some money, especially when there's not that straight line. Like, and it's hard for people to see that straight line, but this is the kind of stuff where, you got to.
But I think there's enough body of evidence out there today.
Is. Oh yeah.
Of how dynamic signage can impact.
Yes.
And bring ROI, especially in the in the hospitality retail environment. I mean, it's well documented that moving images, interactivity, the ability to do dynamic messaging far exceeds the capabilities of printed and or nothing, right? Like if you don't have anything that you're promoting and stuff like that. So we were all consuming it now, right? I mean, to your point, we're all living with little screens in front of us, and that's the expectation.
Yeah. So it's weird when you walk into a place that doesn't have screens at this point. It feels a little. I mean, unless that's just what you're going for. Like, hey, I want to go somewhere where I'm screen free for a bit, but otherwise, typically you walk in and you're like, feels a little off here,
But to go back to where technology might be going, because we reference what's the movie again?
Minority Report.
Thank you, Minority Report. And it's like a pane of glass.
Yeah.
But it's like, and then it's got a projected image on it. When are we getting that, bro?
That's going to be a mix. Yeah,
transparent
OLED.
Alive.
Oh, we're there?
Oh, my goodness.
See, I haven't been to like a consumer electronics show or anything like that.
A few years ago at Infocom, we had a touchscreen OLED, transparent OLED, and you were building the Audi e-tron, selecting your options right on there, and behind it was a 12K video wall, 1-to-1 scale of the vehicle. So as you're changing the rims, you're changing the background, you're changing the scenario. It's changing in real time, so you can actually see what's happening. And you're zooming in on the specific details of the car.
So maybe Minority Report wasn't too far away, right? Because I mean, Tom Cruise, he had the glove on. He had the Michael Jackson glove on, and he would move stuff and throw it, and it'd go on this screen.
With AI and quantum computing, we're there because you're at a point where you're combining a person's behaviors and arresting them for a pre-crime, right? This is a pre-crime.
Yes, that's right.
So you're looking at their behaviors. Oh, bought duct tape, rope, shovel, bag of lime, and now he's on his way.
Fertilizer.
GPS
a
shows him on
shocking
his way
amount
to
about
his
this.
ex's girlfriend, ex's house. So we need to go arrest that guy right now.
I think this podcast is going to be used in evidence at your trial, apparently.
Is that premeditated now?
Right, maybe. No, so we're scary enough. We're there.
Yeah.
It just nobody's pulled it all together yet, or maybe they have, and I don't want to know about it. But yes, we're there.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right. There's our ROI versus ROO and a very strange tangent we took in that conversation.
Man, we could have ended this podcast getting arrested right now. That would have been awesome.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That would be sweet.
Oh, you need me? You need, oh, okay.
Just like a smash cut to you being taken away in handcuffs. Yeah.
Dang it.
You might be wondering how I got here. Check out this episode of the podcast.
And Matt's dialing in from the local penitentiary.
Using his one phone call for the day.
So, Matt, real quick, what's on your radar?
What's behind you? Watch out.
Speaking of which, let's wrap up as always.
Yes,
What's on our radar?
let's do,
This is
shall
where
we?
We're going to talk about something in the world of tech, innovation, science, the news, business,
Otherwise, yes.
entertainment, whatever the hell we feel like
yeah.
talking about today.
Yep.
Mike, you always have some fun stuff with this. What's on your radar right now, bud?
So the first time we talked about this, I went with space, and I was talking about going from New York to Australia in 15 minutes. Like that was cool.
Yep.
Still hasn't happened, by the way.
No, not yet. We're still a couple decades away. We'll get there. And then aliens were hot. All the UFO videos.
Yep.
I'm going a little bit something closer to Earth on this one, and I'm going to go with I love the innovation of Crocs.
Crocs.
We talk about ROI versus ROO, the return on comfortability.
Yeah. Oh, is that the objective?
That is
the objective is comfortability.
So I'm going to say I love
style.
I love the innovation, the style, the comfort. It's fashion meets function, and
Innovation.
that's a great time to be alive.
Yeah. I'm
And
just
if you
challenging,
To Mike's point, if you have pigeonholed yourself into thinking that sport mode and not sport mode is the only two things about Crocs that you need to know about,
Yes.
there are way more versions of Crocs. And Mike has opened my eyes to this, but the man owns like 20 pairs of Crocs, 10 pairs of Crocs today.
Are you wearing Crocs
He's
right
working
now?
on 11.
I need an education. So, because I'm in the sport mode, non-sport mode, that's all I know.
I was with you.
Okay.
But
so
did
what
you
are
know
we missing out on?
there are some with watches and glow in the dark? I'm going to shut up. You go.
That'll be for the dark. That'll be for the after cuts.
Stealing your thunder.
Oh yeah.
all right.
Yeah. I got some
BlueStar
pictures.
Nation After Dark. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but I just love that is
There's
Is
a
this Gibbets on
soundbite to cut there.
steroids? Is that where we're going?
glow in the dark ones. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a great time to be alive, and I love that technology exists to put that on my feet, and it's wonderful.
Yeah.
So I love that
I'm
technology.
fascinated by this because I just think of Crocs as like a one note kind of like what are these weird looking shoes that people are wearing?
Absolutely.
You guys are going to have to go after a new sponsor after this.
Well, clearly.
This one brought to you by...
There you go. Hey, we get Crocs money up in here. We can do all kinds of stuff.
Oh,
We can take this show on the road.
So that technology, that's my favorite. That's what I'm going with. Love it.
Okay. All right.
Can I ask what is the innovation? It just seems like it's plastic on your feet.
Well, it started as a boat shoe.
Yeah.
For boats, and now they're fashionably comfort for IT guys that work from home and travel in airports. Think of that cross market.
Wow.
When's the last time you used fishing gear in your home office? Used fishing gear. Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. Expanding market.
I have two 13-year-olds and an 8-year-old, and I can tell you
All
they
have
wear
Crocs.
Crocs all
All
day.
the time. No, I'm with you there.
They wear Crocs to school. They get them. They're like
Boys and
ad hoc
girls
slippers.
too, by the way.
Yeah, boys and girls.
Yeah. My 13-year-old wears them. Yeah.
I mean, what's our comfort level here? Because I'm going to be honest, I'm reaching an age where taking care of my feet has become very, very important for me.
Oh, you're going
Especially
down the
after my wife
Skechers,
just
old
decided
man.
to turn all the first floor into hard floors.
My grandfather's 94. We're about to buy him his first pair.
All right, maybe I need to.
I think it's August 7th is the Ghostbusters drop. Check those out. Fire
Wow.
emoji. Fire emoji.
I feel like
Very
there's a
sweet.
whole podcast
yeah.
we could be doing just about.
Do you have
this here.
fur inside your Crocs?
Too warm for me. My wife
Yeah.
does. She's got the furry ones in the inside.
All right, I'm going to need you to send me some practical recommendations, just a couple of suggestions.
And impractical ones, because those are
sure,
great
yeah,
too.
I mean,
yeah.
obviously,
too, yeah.
Star Wars gonna kill it.
I mean, yeah, hell yeah. If I can just.
So are you into the brand at this point? You got the Croc bag, you got the Croc hat, you got the Croc.
So my
pants.
wife put me
What are we
on,
doing here?
She put me on a plan.
Oh,
Where
it's gotten
for
that bad.
every pair I
you
own,
said 10 pairs.
I have to wait 1 week before I get another. So it's this hockey stick effect to try to slow down.
Yeah.
I hate how reasonable it is, but
I love your
shit.
wife.
So
Yeah.
exactly how many weeks are we up to then?
10 weeks. Yeah, so my week expires actually this weekend. So before I go back to Buffalo, I pass a few cities on that drive home. I may have to stop somewhere. and
Some
just
Croc
see.
stores.
If
We'll have
you-
to see.
If you love Mike, you would absolutely love Ashley. I think you should have a guest appearance of Ashley on your next podcast.
Oh,
Instead of Waidley or somebody in this spot filling space.
yeah.
Ashley,
talk-
dude.
yeah, tech
oh
and
my
AI.
gosh, man.
She lives the
Just
tech
to
and
see
AI
that
right
magic happen. I mean, the 5-minute conversation
Tech
of them
trivia.
saying
I
good
mean,
morning to each other was
She
hilarious.
has
in
to
the
be
car.
a special person.
Oh, okay, clearly.
Gee, that was a T-ball knock out of the park.
And that one's out of here.
All right, good stuff.
Crocs.
Matt, what's on your radar? What do you got? I mean,
All
I
right,
don't know
so
how you
it's
can top
not-
Crocs.
It's
yeah.
not furry Crocs, but I mean, let's talk self-driving cars for a second. All
right. No.
And we're not even really there yet, and it wasn't a Tesla. It was another brand of car. I have a
Okay.
friend who had the key fob in his wife's purse. And they were sitting down at a restaurant, and he got a text on his phone that the car was in motion. And are you aware of this feature where you can get out of your car in a tight parking spot kind of area?
Yep.
And we've all
Yep.
been in there, like from a parking garage, whatever. Kids, get out of the car now, and then I'll pull the car into the parking spot, right? Well, now you can all get out of the car and hold the
It'll park
button
itself.
down, and the car will pull into the space by itself. But it'll also do it in reverse. It'll pull out of the space
And come get
if
you.
you hold the button.
Yeah.
And it was in the bottom of her purse pushing the button.
Uh-oh.
And they weren't anywhere near the car, but it was backing out of the spot. I couldn't help but
That's
think,
a
oh my gosh,
problem.
what if there's a kid in a skateboard coming by right now and you just don't even know? Like,
Yeah,
how do
right.
you, what are the
I would
safeguards?
assume there's sensors to stop her from
I'm
doing that.
sure
but-
there are, but I just thought it was hysterical that feature gave me such agina because I'm thinking I'm laying in bed and rolling over on my keys in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Because I fell asleep with my clothes on. I was out partying with Mike too late.
Yeah, right.
And
Which
my
happens.
car's backing out of its space.
I literally had my phone unlocked in my pocket. I didn't realize it. And then I got a notification on my watch that my trunk had been open for 5 minutes. So we were sitting out at dinner and I'm like, oh dear. And there's the car in the parking lot with just the trunk open. Whoops.
And all your Coors Light was
Go
spilling
ahead.
out.
Yeah. I keep that in the cup holder.
that's true. Got to have it close at hand. Yeah. Wow. That's interesting.
I like
I mean, I would
autonomous
think
now.
Have you
there would
ever
be some
done
kind
it?
of
Have
a-
you done the smart summon? Like actually stood in front of the store and had the car drive out and pick you up?
I have not.
It's a weird feeling.
Yeah.
You feel very.
You have that on yours?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
auto smart summons.
Yeah, yeah.
ASS. Nailed it.
Yeah, because I would feel like with the backup
it.
thing, there would have to be proximity. But then to your point, if that's the thing you're doing with it, then
It's
Yeah,
a
that's a
weird
problem.
feeling. You're like, this is a little too techy right now because you're just standing there like, it was a liquor store came out of, and I'm like, hey, check this out. Yeah, and you just hold the button in the car, and then everyone around is just like,
What's going on? Yeah. Yeah.
and then
You
you
see
get
the
in.
first delivery of the Tesla from the factory
yeah.
to
Full
the dude's
self-drive.
home. Yeah.
That's awesome.
The car just drove
drove
itself.
itself up there.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of deliveries, how about the drone delivered Amazon crap? Have you guys seen this stuff happen?
Oh
yet?
yeah, it's expanding.
Well, is it in your?
I mean, that was one of my.
we don't have it around here yet.
We don't
that
have
was
it
a
around.
previous topic. Sorry to read.
No. It was one of my on my radars because Amazon just expanded it to whatever Austin now.
Yeah.
It's in quite a few cities. But go ahead.
I mean, what do they do when the drones come into the doorstep and my dog's sitting there? Like, is there a proximity alarm? Is there somebody that takes over for
bro.
the last 50
Don't they
feet?
use,
No.
don't they use
Well-
like a tether?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's a tether.
I know Walmart's doing that with theirs.
So they're going to drop the box on the dog's head. not
Yes,
just-
yes, that's what they're gonna do.
Perfect.
It hovers over your driveway and then it tethers down and then releases it and then boop, gone.
Which I remember thinking like smart because, again, like I could see someone with malicious intent or just someone for the hell of it decide to come out with a baseball bat and whack
Oh,
this
yeah.
thing when it's
Yeah.
in
Like a
front of
pinata.
the
Right, or
house.
somebody looking
Grab the
for a
tether
lawsuit.
and
Now, but now my thing is like, well, aren't they just going to run out and just try to do a Tarzan on the tether coming down? I mean,
yeah, pretty much. So you will get idiots that will do that. For
I
sure.
promise you it will happen. Yes,
It will 100%.
I'm just
happen.
picturing
Absolutely.
Dean in his front driveway with a
Absolutely.
robe and a broom swatting it up.
and my wife beat her tea.
And I can't get that image out of my head now.
Get off my property.
There's gonna be somebody with a BB gun or one of those airsoft guns.
Oh, yeah.
trying to, put ping on them.
Yeah, those will be the tech deniers. That's right.
Yeah.
The rest of us will enjoy the convenience of having it delivered within an hour.
Well, plus, I mean, it's got to be a little more eco-friendly too. I mean, I know that like Amazon has all the electric trucks and stuff around, but I mean, I would appreciate a hell of a lot less traffic in my neighborhood. That'd be great to have some of those giant,
little
trucks
battery
out of the way.
powered. You don't mind the flying over your head.
I'm curious. Yeah, I'm always curious about the noise.
The noise,
like drones. You get enough drones together, it can be pretty noisy. But if that's something I imagine they'll figure out how to.
I dread Thursday morning because it's garbage morning, so you hear the truck coming down, and
like
it
5 a.m.
At 5 a.m. wakes everybody. Now imagine just the swarm of drones.
I don't know, Vartech a couple times. You guys have done the awesome drone show.
Yeah. Those are fun to watch. No doubt about it.
I don't necessarily want that outside my window when I'm sleeping.
I know this is a late closing, but are we able to hear what is the closing party shebang going to be at Vartech?
Can't disclose.
Ooh,
that,
I was hoping for it.
Yeah.
Can you give us a teaser?
No, can't. No.
Okay, I respect it.
Yeah.
Nice try though.
Got to keep that under lock and key.
Yeah.
Could you mime what it's going to be?
No.
Actually, you just got it. It's Dean. He's getting out there just miming.
There it is. Interpretive
Professional mimes. Yes, interpretive dance. Oh my God. Please God, no.
Can you dance out the sales cycle?
Please God, no.
The whole customer journey.
Welcome to the final Vartech.
Yeah, really.
Dean, what's on your radar, bud?
Do you guys like to sweat?
No.
You don't like to sweat?
Nope.
All right.
Not one of my favorite things.
What would you say
Mike
if
didn't
you
answer that question. I feel like
I'm a fan.
Yeah, I'm all right with it.
I don't like being hot, but if I'm working out, if I'm sweating, I don't feel like I actually worked out.
Okay, yeah, but I mean, you don't want to just be sitting around randomly sweating. Like,
No, that sucks.
like
okay.
I mean, I'm sweating in the studio sometimes because of these lights shining on us all the time. I don't enjoy that.
Yeah. What would you feel if your house sweated?
I mean, isn't that kind of a thing anyway?
My house does sweat.
Yep. So what's
That's a recipe for mold right there.
I live in Florida, man. If it's cold enough inside, that house is sweating like a glass.
There you go. Yeah.
Dudes, apparently there's some new sweating paint that captures moisture and slowly evaporates it to passively cool your house. It reflects up to 90% of the sunlight out there, emits 95% of the absorbed heat. So there you go. So you might have paint. I know you're looking at me dumbfounded right now, but you could be painting your house that attracts moisture. I'm presuming like at night or whatever, and then during the day it just sweats a little bit, and it absorbs it. So anyway, there's this company in Singapore, I guess, that has developed this new type of paint that reflects sunlight and then cools the surface at the same dang time. There you go.
Interesting.
Exactly. Mind blown. But I don't know that I want to walk around my house and I'm okay when I'm sweating in the gym, but my house is sweating. I
would assume it's somewhat subtle or like not.
I don't think it's rolling down.
Yeah, it's not like giant droplets rolling off,
exactly.
Hang it off the front of
you're
your
in the
porch
bathroom
like
and
like a sweat dripping on your nose.
Does that increase the humidity then?
I don't know. It just says capturing moisture from the
Interesting.
air, and then it slowly evaporates it to cool the house. That's like brilliant.
There's
I love
exactly.
that.
There's a little
Because I don't like being hot.
I don't like being hot.
I like being cool.
And everybody's got a house, right? You know which ways faces the sun, and you get that hot power to your house, and then it goes, blah blah blah. But there you go.
Interesting.
Wow.
I thought that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
I want
Sweaty
it.
paint. There we go.
Sweaty paint. They need to sell it a little differently. They need a little help from the marketing standpoint. You can't sell it as paint sweat.
Paint perspiration.
Yeah.
Paintspiration.
Can you imagine being that salesman? You're like, hey, I got paint that sweats.
I
don't even think Mike could sell that.
You want a sweaty paint over here? I got a sweaty paint.
Are you selling
Are
sweaty
you
paint?
sick of being moist? Because I have a solution for you.
Oh, we just lost like 20 listeners.
Trigger word.
Yeah.
Honey, somebody's selling sweaty paint at the front door.
Tell them to go away. It'll be some dude on a Segway. That is, man, you want to talk about, That
is the modern version.
I could go on
door sales.
What a
hours about how much my blood boils the second I see a dude in a polo and khakis on a Segway rolling up the street and rolling up to my front door. I'm just like, nope.
Does this happen in Buffalo?
You can literally be making
yet?
eye contact with me through the window in my office, and I will not answer that door because I know exactly what you're here to do, which is to sell me some garbage.
Pesticide or something like that.
Yeah, it's always pest control or security.
Yep.
Or door-to-door security. Yep. My neighbor, it's rife with them. Like it's
Ours is
it's these young guys.
You got it too, man. Yeah.
They're usually late teens, early 20s.
I appreciate the hustle.
I appreciate the hustle too.
But they're
I do.
aggressive though too, man. Like they will see you out and about, and you'll see them racing up the street to try to get to you before you manage to
can't
close
outrun
your
'em.
garage door.
Now you can't outrun them.
No.
That's the problem.
Exactly.
Right, right behind you on their Segway.
I've never actually been on a Segway.
I haven't either.
Wait,
Actually.
what?
You haven't?
No.
You should try it in your Crocs.
I'm a happily married man.
That was brilliant. Good
all right,
stuff.
all right. I'll
What's
wrap it
on
up
your
here.
radar then?
I'll do this real briefly. We've been talking about AI stuff. You randomly mentioned Legos earlier. So here's LegoGPT.
What?
So this is an AI model that's created by some folks at Carnegie Mellon University. And basically what they did is they trained an AI generator on over 47,000 Lego structures, 28,000 unique 3D objects. And essentially, it will allow you to take a picture of whatever Legos you've got. And if you tell it what you're trying to build, it will give you the exact instructions you need to build it from the pieces that you actually have.
Wait,
tell you
whoa,
what you can build.
what?
Yeah.
That's pretty
awesome.
cool.
I think it's really cool because, like
Super
any
simple.
parent, I have a bin of Legos.
Yeah.
All the instructions have since been thrown away.
Oh my! I'm with you.
So now, what do you do with this massive thing?
Yes.
Okay, maybe they'll use 50 of them to build something for 5 minutes. But no, if you can, like you said, lay them all out, take a picture, and it'll tell you all the things that you can build with the chunk of Legos. that you
Now
have.
that's brilliant
It's pretty
use of
awesome.
AI.
Yeah. And they made a
What's
point
it
on
called
making
again?
sure it's called LegoGPT.
Of course it is.
It's download. You can download it for free off of GitHub. I, as always, put the link in the show notes for this stuff. Just a neat little cool practical use for AI that's fun for everybody. You know,
That's awesome.
That is awesome. Because I'm with you, Matt. I mean, I've got literally got the bin of. That would take a while to take a picture of, though. Now that I think
You don't
about
have to
it.
do it all.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
take
yeah,
a
yeah.
chunk, throw it on the floor, take a picture, see what it says.
Yeah.
Or just dump them out sometime and take a photo of them. I'm sure it can, figure out a pretty good job. Yeah.
But my daughter would make whatever. She was into Harry Potter for a while, and so we had these huge, massive ones, and then they get deconstructed. And now I got this pile of Legos. What am I going to do with that?
Exactly.
Brilliant.
There you go.
I like it.
LegoGPT. All right, folks, that's what's on our radar right now. Mike Stachura, Matt Waidley, thank you guys so much for being
Thank you,
here.
boys,
We
for having
appreciate
us.
Having you
Glad
as
to be here.
always. Look for Mike hosting the podcast next week. Apparently, I think
Yes.
that's what's going to happen.
In his Crocs. On a Segway.
In his Crocs, on a Segway, on the go with a Coors Light in his hand.
With the Coors Light in his hand, yes. Forgot that part. Dang. Yeah.
And until next time, folks, we'll see you out there in the nation.